Let's pretend that this is the present day version of you, and this green person is the future version of you, the best version of yourself, the person that you truly desire to become, the person that you dream of becoming. And all of these other people are the past versions of yourself, whether it was 1 or 2, and then 5, and then 7, then 16, then 27, up to whatever age you are today. So think about it this way. The people that absolutely hate on this concept of fake it till you make it, their argument is that it's absolutely inauthentic to be fake and you should never be inauthentic. I totally agree. I don't want people to be inauthentic. However, the problem with that argument is that it begs the question, who are you? Who are you today? Who is this current present day version of you? This current present day version of you that's watching this video right now is simply a mental construct based on all of the past experiences and decisions of your life. We are the people that we are today based on everything that has happened in our past. We start to build up these belief systems based on the little interactions with parents and other family members and friends and teachers and random people we interact with throughout our life. And then as we have these experiences, we start to make decisions about what we believe is true about the world and what is true about us. So maybe, as an example, as you were growing up, you sometimes acted kind of shy around people that you'd never met before. And so maybe your parents or the people that took care of you, a grandparent, another family member, maybe sometimes they would say, "Oh, you're being really shy," or "they're being really shy." Well, now all of a sudden, you start to build this belief like, "Oh, well, when I'm in these situations, I'm shy." And so the more often you hear this repetition of, "Oh, she's shy," or "he's shy," "they're shy," then you start to believe this truth. But then you've got to ask, is it actually true, or is it just the truth that you've constructed based on everything you've heard from these situations in your life? So back to the diagram. This version of you today is simply based on all of your mental and emotional and actual experiences in the world. It's not based on reality. It's based on decisions you've made about who you believe yourself to be based on your past. Now, we've got a fundamental shift that has to happen if you want to open yourself up to becoming this amazing, extraordinary, next best version of yourself, the person that you desire to be. You've got to shift from the place where you are today, where most people are today, of thinking that I am who I am today based on all of my past experiences. And I can't control that. I can't go back. I can't change history. Like, I'm shy today, or I'm not healthy today, or I'm not fit today, or I'm not confident today, or I don't know how to communicate, or I don't know how to manage my emotions, or I don't know how to lead, or I don't know how to play sports, or I don't know how to do X, Y, or Z because of everything that happened in my past. And so most of us for most of our life have looked to our past to decide who we are today in our present and to think about who we might become in our future. But if you make this simple shift in who you believe you are today, it will dramatically change the way you can become your future self. You've got to believe that you are today, wow, this person who you can no longer see almost because I'm drawing on it so much, you are today based on who you believe you can become, who you believe you are becoming. This is called prospection theory. It's a theory about human present reality, the present reality that you experience yourself as. It says that you are who you are today based on who you believe you can become, who you are going to become. And so, bringing us back to this concept of fake it till you make it and it's not authentic, you've got to realize who you are today was not authentic to who you were yesterday, or to who you were the day before, or to who you were when you were 2 or 5 or 7 or 17. Because you had never been the present current day version of yourself until you became the current present day version of yourself. And you will not become the best version of yourself until, you guessed it, until you become that best version of yourself. And so you've got to ask yourself, is it inauthentic to start believing and thinking differently, to start acting differently, to start speaking differently to myself and to other people? Is it inauthentic, or is that truly how we become the best version of ourselves? Is that truly how we actually become every next iteration of ourselves? We are never done growing. We are never done becoming the next person that we're destined to become. If you think about who you were when you were 2 and when you were 5 and when you were 17 and maybe when you were 27, if you're older than 27 at this point, you have always evolved. You are not the same person that you were. Sometimes I get frustrated and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did or said some of those things 10 years ago or even 7 years ago or 5 years ago or last year. But what I have to remind myself of is I'm not that person. I mean, I am literally not that person. I don't think that way. I don't have the same beliefs. I don't have the same skills. I don't have the same life. And so, my friend, as you're watching this, if you have a desire to become the next best version of yourself, to become an extraordinary, unstoppably confident version of yourself, decide that you will fake it until you make it to that next version. Or said a different way, if it resonates with you better, start to act as if you are that future version of yourself. Think about how you would think if you were that best version of yourself. Make decisions in your life as if you were that best version of yourself. So, as a simple example, if right now you're not where you want to be from a health and fitness standpoint, and that future next best version of yourself is physically fit and vibrant and healthy and strong and eats well, well, the next time you have the opportunity to make a choice to eat something terrible for your health, and we all know what is terrible for our health, let's be honest, or eating a salad or some other healthy meal, or when you come to the decision of, do I go to the gym or do I go for that walk, or do I do some yoga, or do I sit here on the couch and eat Cheetos and watch television, then think to yourself, if I were thinking as that next best version of myself, if I were making decisions as that next best version of myself, what would I decide? What would that version of me choose to do in this moment? And when you start to think from that place, from that future self, from that next best version of yourself place, when you start to make decisions from that mental and emotional space, you will start to move yourself slowly but surely and then eventually quickly towards that next best version of yourself. But it requires a decision. Who is that next best version of yourself? Who will you become? Who will you act as until you become that person? That's a very important, even vital decision for you to make right now. Do not leave this moment of your life. As soon as this video is over, maybe you watch a few more videos, but before you end your session of watching these YouTube videos, decide, who do you want to become in the future? How does that person think? What is that person's values? How does that person show up in the world? How does that person speak to other people? How does that person speak to themselves? How will you speak to yourself as the next best version of yourself? How will you act? How will you behave? How will you show up in the world? What kind of energy will you have? What kind of confidence will you have? And my friend, I know that it is possible for you to become any version of yourself that you truly, truly are committed to becoming. And it requires effort, which requires energy, which requires inspiration on a regular basis so that we feel energized and fired up to do the work to move towards that next best version of ourselves. And if you want to continue to stay inspired and fired up to become the next best version of yourself, go and watch this video where I'll help you along your journey. But no matter what challenges and obstacles and struggles you are going through, my friend, just keep going. You can do it.